Hello, everyone. You are welcome to our channel. Now we will be sharing how to easily make meatballs at home. Creating a delicious homemade meatballs is a culinary journey that combines savory spheres of ground meat, offering endless flavor combinations and serving options. Whether you're cooking for a cozy family dinner, hosting a casual gathering with friends, or simply craving a comforting meal on a meatballs evening, mastering the art of meatballs surely delight your taste buds and impress your guests. In this comprehensive guide, we'll walk you through every step of the process, from choosing the right ingredients to making perfect recipes of homemade meatballs. By following these detailed instructions and tips, you'll be well equipped to create a mouth-watering meatballs that will have everyone asking for seconds. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. List of contents to be shared. Introduction to homemade meatballs. Essential ingredients for homemade meatballs. Choosing the right meat. Binders and fillers. Flavor enhancers. Mixing and shaping the meatballs. Cooking techniques: frying, baking, and simmering. Serving suggestions and accompaniments. Storing and freezing homemade meatballs. Troubleshooting common issues. Variations and creative twists. Recipes for homemade meatballs. Conclusion and final thoughts. Introduction to homemade meatballs. Meatballs are a versatile and comforting dish enjoyed in various cuisines around the world. From Italian spaghetti and meatballs to Swedish meatballs served with lingonberry sauce, these savory spheres of ground meat offer endless possibilities for flavor combinations and serving options. Making meatballs from scratch at home allows you to customize the ingredients to your taste preferences and dietary needs, resulting in a delicious and satisfying dish that will please and impress the whole family. Essential ingredients for homemade meatballs. To make homemade meatballs, you'll need the following essential ingredients. Ground meat. Choose your preferred type of ground meat, such as beef, pork, veal, turkey, chicken, or a combination of meats. Each type of meat will impart its own flavor and texture to the meatballs. Binders. Binders help hold the meatballs together and prevent them from falling apart during cooking. Common binders include breadcrumbs, eggs, and grated cheese. Fillers. Fillers add moisture and bulk to the meatballs, improving their texture and juiciness. Common fillers include onions, garlic, herbs, and vegetables. Seasonings. Seasonings add flavor to the meatballs and enhance their overall taste. Common seasonings include salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, dried herbs, such as oregano, basil, or parsley, and spices, such as paprika, cumin, or chili powder. Liquid. Liquid ingredients such as milk, broth, or Worcestershire sauce help moisten the meatball mixture and add flavor. Cooking fat. Cooking fat such as olive oil or vegetable oil is used to fry or brown the meatballs before simmering or baking them in sauce. Choosing the right meat. The type of meat you choose will significantly impact the flavor and texture of your homemade meatballs. Here are some common options. Beef. Ground beef is the traditional choice for meatballs, providing a rich and robust flavor. Choose lean ground beef for lighter meatballs or a fattier blend for juicier meatballs. Pork. Ground pork adds tenderness and richness to meatballs, complementing the beef with its slightly sweet flavor. Mix pork with beef for a classic Italian-style meatball or use it on its own for a more indulgent dish. Veal. Ground veal is delicate and tender, making it an excellent choice for lighter, more delicate meatballs. It pairs well with pork and beef for a classic meatball blend. Poultry. Ground turkey or chicken can be used to make lighter, healthier meatballs. These options are lower in fat and calories than beef or pork, making them ideal for those following a leaner diet. Game meat. For a unique twist, consider using ground game meats such as venison, elk, or bison in your meatballs. These meats offer a leaner, richer flavor that pairs well with bold seasonings and sauces. Binders and fillers. Binders and fillers are essential ingredients that help give meatballs their structure and texture. Here are some common options. Breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are the most common binder used in meatballs, helping to absorb moisture and hold the mixture together. Use fresh breadcrumbs for the best texture or substitute dried breadcrumbs if necessary. Eggs. Eggs act as a binding agent, helping to hold the meatball mixture together. Beaten eggs are typically added to the meatball mixture before shaping the meatballs. Cheese. Grated cheese such as Parmesan or Pecorino Romano adds flavor and richness to meatballs while also helping to bind the ingredients together. Onions and garlic. Finely chopped onions and minced garlic add flavor and moisture to meatballs, enhancing their overall taste and texture. Sauté the onions and garlic before adding them to the meatball mixture for the best flavor. Flavor enhancers. To elevate the flavor of your homemade meatballs, consider adding the following ingredients. Herbs. Fresh or dried herbs such as parsley, basil, oregano, thyme, or rosemary add freshness and depth of flavor to meatballs. Use a combination of herbs for a well-rounded taste. Spices. Ground spices such as paprika, cumin, chili powder, or Italian seasoning can add warmth and complexity to meatballs. Adjust the amount of spices according to your taste preferences. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce adds depth of flavor and umami to meatballs, enhancing their savory taste. Use a splash of Worcestershire sauce in the meatball mixture for added richness. Tomato paste. Tomato paste adds a touch of sweetness and acidity to meatballs, balancing out the flavors and adding depth to the sauce. Mix tomato paste into the meatball mixture for a hint of tomato flavor. Soy sauce. Soy sauce adds savory richness and depth of flavor to meatballs, enhancing their umami taste. Use a splash of soy sauce in the meatball mixture for an extra layer of seasoning. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. Mixing and shaping the meatballs. Mixing and shaping the meatballs is a crucial step in the meatball making process. Here's how to do it. Combine ingredients. In a large mixing bowl, combine the ground meat, breadcrumbs, beaten eggs, grated cheese, sautéed onions and garlic, herbs, spices, and any other flavorings you're using. Use your hands to mix the ingredients together until well combined. Shape meatballs. Once the mixture is evenly combined, use your hands to shape it into uniform-sized meatballs. Roll the mixture into balls of the desired size, typically about 1 to 2 inches in diameter. Place the shaped meatballs on a baking sheet or plate until ready to cook. Cooking techniques: frying, baking, and simmering. There are several cooking techniques you can use to cook homemade meatballs, including frying, baking, and simmering. Here's how to do each method. Frying. Heat a skillet or frying pan over medium heat and add a small amount of cooking fat, such as olive oil or vegetable oil. Once the oil is hot, add the meatballs to the pan in a single layer, being careful not to overcrowd the pan. Cook the meatballs for a few minutes on each side, turning them occasionally, until they are browned on all sides and cooked through. Baking. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius, and line a baking sheet with parchment paper or aluminum foil. Arrange the shaped meatballs on the prepared baking sheet in a single layer, leaving a little space between each meatball. Bake the meatballs in the preheated oven for 15 to 20 minutes, or until they are cooked through and golden brown on the outside. Simmering. Simmering meatballs in sauce is a classic method used in dishes like spaghetti and meatballs. Prepare your favorite sauce, such as marinara or Swedish meatball sauce, and bring it to a simmer in a large skillet or saucepan. Carefully add the raw meatballs to the simmering sauce, making sure they are submerged in the liquid. Cover the skillet or saucepan and let the meatballs simmer in the sauce for 20 to 30 minutes, or until they are cooked through and tender. Serving suggestions and accompaniments. Once your homemade meatballs are cooked, it's time to serve them with your favorite accompaniments. Here are some serving suggestions. Pasta. Serve meatballs with cooked pasta, such as spaghetti, linguine, or penne, tossed with your favorite sauce. Top the pasta with the meatballs and extra sauce, and garnish with grated cheese and fresh herbs. Sub-sandwiches. Make delicious meatball sub-sandwiches by placing cooked meatballs in toasted sub-rolls or baguettes. Top the meatballs with marinara sauce and melted cheese, and serve with a side of coleslaw or potato chips. Meatball appetizers. Serve meatballs as appetizers by skewering them with toothpicks and arranging them on a platter. Serve with dipping sauces such as marinara, barbecue, or sweet and sour sauce for a fun and tasty finger food. Meatball pizza. Use cooked meatballs as a topping for homemade pizza. Spread pizza dough with marinara sauce, sprinkle with grated cheese, and arrange sliced meatballs on top. Bake until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is melted and bubbly. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. Storing and freezing homemade meatballs. If you have leftover meatballs or want to make them ahead of time, here's how to store and freeze them. Refrigerating. Allow the cooked meatballs to cool completely, then transfer them to an airtight container and refrigerate for up to 3 to 4 days. Freezing. To freeze cooked meatballs, arrange them in a single layer on a baking sheet and place them in the freezer until frozen solid. Once frozen, transfer the meatballs to a resealable plastic bag or airtight container and freeze for up to 3 months. Thaw frozen meatballs overnight in the refrigerator before reheating. Reheating. To reheat cooked meatballs, place them in a saucepan or skillet with your favorite sauce and heat gently over medium-low heat until warmed through. Alternatively, reheat meatballs in the microwave on low power in 30-second intervals until heated through. Troubleshooting common issues. If you encounter any issues or challenges while making homemade meatballs, here are some troubleshooting tips to help you overcome them. Dry meatballs. If your meatballs turn out dry, it may be due to overmixing the ingredients or using lean ground meat. To prevent dryness, be careful not to overwork the meatball mixture, and choose ground meat with a higher fat content for juicier meatballs. Falling apart. If your meatballs fall apart during cooking, it may be due to not using enough binders or fillers. Make sure to use the recommended amount of breadcrumbs, eggs, and other binders, and mix the ingredients thoroughly to ensure they are well combined. Greasy meatballs. If your meatballs turn out greasy, it may be due to using ground meat with a high fat content or frying them in too much oil. To reduce greasiness, use leaner ground meat or drain excess fat after frying the meatballs. Variations and creative twists. While classic meatballs are delicious on their own, you can also experiment with different flavors and variations to create unique and exciting dishes. Here are some ideas to consider. Italian meatballs. Add Italian seasonings such as dried oregano, basil, and parsley to the meatball mixture for a classic Italian flavor. Serve with marinara sauce and spaghetti for a traditional Italian meal. Swedish meatballs. Use ground pork or a combination of pork and beef for Swedish meatballs, and add spices such as nutmeg, allspice, and cardamom to the meatball mixture. Serve with creamy gravy and lingonberry sauce for an authentic Swedish dish. Asian meatballs. Add Asian-inspired flavors such as soy sauce, ginger, garlic, and green onions to the meatball mixture for a delicious twist. Serve with rice and steamed vegetables for a flavorful Asian-inspired meal. Greek meatballs. Add Mediterranean flavors such as feta cheese, olives, sun-dried tomatoes, and Greek seasoning to the meatball mixture for a taste of Greece. Serve with tzatziki sauce and pita bread for a refreshing and flavorful dish. Recipes for homemade meatballs. Now that you've learned the basics of making homemade meatballs, here are some delicious recipes to try. Classic Italian meatballs. A timeless favorite featuring a blend of ground beef and pork, breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, and Italian seasonings. Serve with marinara sauce and spaghetti for a comforting meal. Turkey and spinach meatballs. A lighter alternative to traditional meatballs, featuring ground turkey, spinach, feta cheese, and Greek seasoning. Serve with tzatziki sauce and rice for a flavorful Greek-inspired dish. Swedish meatballs. A classic Swedish dish featuring a blend of ground pork and beef, breadcrumbs, and spices such as nutmeg and allspice. Serve with creamy gravy and lingonberry sauce for a traditional Swedish meal. Asian-inspired meatballs. A flavorful twist on classic meatballs, featuring ground pork, soy sauce, ginger, garlic, and green onions. Serve with rice noodles and stir-fried vegetables for an Asian-inspired dish. Conclusion and final thoughts. Congratulations! You've successfully learned how to make homemade meatballs from scratch. Whether you prefer classic Italian-style meatballs, Swedish meatballs, or Asian-inspired meatballs, the possibilities are endless when it comes to flavor combinations and serving options. By following the step-by-step instructions and tips provided in this guide, you'll be well equipped to create delicious and satisfying meatballs that will please your taste buds and impress your family, friends and everyone. So gather your ingredients, roll up your sleeves, and get ready to enjoy the deliciousness of homemade meatballs. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. If you enjoyed watching, please subscribe to our channel. Subscription is free and does not cost money. Have you subscribed now? Okay, I will wait for you to subscribe now. Thank you. Do not forget to like the video, share the video, comment down below, watch recommended or suggested videos on your screen, tap or click notification bell, so that you would be notified each time we upload new videos. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. We say a big thank you for watching and see you in our next video. Happy cooking!